Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Short stories of our beloved Maulana Hazar Imam Shah Karim al Hussaini. Story 1. The Nashini of Maulana Hazar Imam, commemorated in Bombay on 11th March 1958 at Wallabhai Patel Stadium. On 9th March, the Imam asked Kamriya Hassan Ali Zaveri, "Bring buttons of diamonds on rent to put in my sherwani, long coat." Kamriya Hassan Ali Zaveri came to a certain Hindu merchant, Tribhuvan Bhimaji Zaveri, and asked for the required buttons, who said, "Okay, you may take it on tomorrow." When Kamriya asked about its rent, he replied, "I don't need it. I only want that your Guru may visit my shop." Kamriya took the buttons on next day and showed the Imam, who liked it. The Imam was also requested for the gracious visit in the shop of Tribhuvan Bhimaji, which was accepted. Soon after the end of the ceremony of Takht Nashini, the Imam came in the shop, which delighted Tribhuvan Bhimaji. The Imam appreciated and thanked, and returned after 4 minutes. With the blessings of Imam's sacred feet in the shop, there became a heavy rush of the customers beyond expectations. Consequently, the 3 queues of the customers were formed to control the rush. When asked reason of the sudden rush, Tribhuvan Bhimaji pointed at the calendar, in which was the photo of Imam, and said, "It is due to his gracious mercy." Story 2. In November 1958, an Ismaili couple from Madagascar came in Geneva and went to the bungalow of Maulana Hazar Imam at about 10 p.m. when it was heavy snowfall. Both talked with the Imam till 11 p.m. In the meantime, the Imam's mother, Princess John Ali Khan, entered the room and told him, "Karim, it is too late. Go to your bed." The Imam smiled and said, "Yes, Mom." She then went to her own room. The Imam silently told the couple, "You just go outside, and there you wait for me beneath a tree." The Imam switched off light of his room. When it was 11:30 p.m., the Imam took his shoes and hid in 2 armpits, came out and put shoes in his legs. He saw that his 2 spiritual children were shivering under the tree. There they sat on the blocks of stone and talked till 2 a.m. The Ismaili couple then departed, and the Imam silently took off his shoes and put in his 2 armpits and went in his room. Story 3. In 1964, Maulana Hazar Imam made 20 days visit in Pakistan. The Imam graced Didar on first floor and then attended the Mehmanis on the second floor in Garden Jamaat Khana, Karachi on 21st November 1964. When the Didar was over, Mukhi Wazir Hussain Pira Sewani requested the Imam to come in the elevator for the second floor. But the Imam preferred to use the stair. In the mid of the stair, one young lady was coming down with a covered plate of dried fruits. The Imam called her and blessed and unveiled the plate and took a piece of black dried grape and put it in the pocket. The Imam graciously attended the Mehmanis, in which one couple from letters and read at the bungalow. But this time the Imam opened the letter and read and became serious. The couple had also brought their 8 years old daughter, who suffered from a chronic malady of muteness. They referred her case to every doctor along with the domestic treatment, but of no avail. This time they wrote the Imam all about it and urged to treat vocal cord of their daughter. The Imam called the daughter near and said, "My daughter, open your mouth." She opened, and the Imam took out that piece of a black dried grape from his pocket and inserted in her mouth. It was so surprising that she began to speak and uttered slowly, "Ya Ali Bapa, Ya Maula." The Imam said, Yes, of course, I am your Yali Bapa." She and her parent bowed down before the Imam in genuflections. The Imam said, "Give her best education, both Dini and Dunyavi." Story 4. On 26th September 1960, Maulana Hazar Imam attended the Mehmani in the Garden Jamaat Khana, Karachi. In one mehmani, 5 members of the family of Mukhi Maharali, Mukhi Noor Ilahi of Uch came before the Imam. These 5 persons beheld the Imam and wept. The Imam asked its reason, but the Mukhi did not reply and continued to weep. The Imam again asked, Mukhi, what is the problem? Why you are crying? Now the Mukhi said, you better know. The Imam said, of course, I know, but I want to hear what is wrong with you. The Mukhi again said, you know very well, you are our only support. Mukhi Maharali was whirled in great difficulty. The robbers had slain his father, Mukhi Noor Ilahi in Uch Sharif and took away his all belongings. Mukhi Maharali and his sons lodged complaint in the police station. Police tried to search the assassin for many days but failed. The local people in Uch agitated against the failure of the police department. In order to conceal their failure, the police rolled down fake news in the city that Mukhi Maharali himself was associated in the murder of his father to confiscate his father's property. Instead of searching the killer, the police put its blame on his son and began to search him and his brothers. Mukhi was puzzled and began to recite his tasbih often to seek Imam's help. In the meantime, the news came in Uch that Maulana Hazar Imam had arrived in Karachi. He and family members including his mother rushed towards Karachi in secret and presented a mehmani before the Imam as described earlier. The Imam again asked Mukhi affectionately, after all, what is the problem? Again Mukhi said, you are an omniscient. Now the Imam asked, okay, the police could not search the assassin of your father and accused you. They want to arrest you. What to do now? Mukhi replied the Imam in affirmative and then said, you better know. The Imam said, if you agree, I may report the governor so that nobody may harass you. The Mukhi said, I don't know the governor. Have mercy upon me and rescue me. After saying, he began to cry. The Imam smiled and said, Mukhi, don't cry. The assassin of your father will be arrested. Late Mukhi Noor Ilahi is with me. His soul is at my lap. He is much happy. Hearing it, they all recited Ameen. The Imam again said, Mukhi, now stop lamentation. Your father's killer will be arrested. The kith and kin of Mukhi Maharali were groaning profusely. Therefore the Imam said, Mukhi, your enemy is my enemy, and he will be arrested just now. Rather, he has been arrested. Khanavadan, Khanavadan. When the Imam graciously uttered such words, it was exactly 1 p.m. The Mukhi returned to the residence of their relative. They received an urgent telegram from Uch by his close relative that they must rush back as the murderer has been arrested just now and they were acquitted. After morning prayers, Mukhi Maharali and his family took a train and reached Uch. He came at the police station where he was informed that the murderer had been arrested. He had stolen a rifle and fled and hid in the mosque. The police blocked the mosque and made air firing, but he did not come out. At last, the people went inside the mosque and put him in the custody of police. At that time, the wall clock showed the time of 1 p.m. The police also investigated his house, where they found cash amount, ornaments and other valuable items. When asked him, where did he steal? He confessed that he raided the house of Mukhi Noor Ilahi, killed him and took away all these items. At last he was sentenced. Story 5. In 1961, Maulana Hazar Imam arrived in India, then visited a village where a person intended to take with him his son, who suffered from mental disease. He urged the leaders to allow him to take his son, but the leaders refused because his son was virtually mad, lest he might do anything wrong before the Imam. The person requested again and again, Finally, it was resolved that two robust volunteers would hold hands of the boy before the Imam. When the person's turn came, the Imam ordered the volunteers to relieve hands of the boy. The Jamaat was worried that there would be something wrong in Imam's presence. When the boy was relieved, he became calm and slowly moved towards the Imam, who put his hands on his head and said to his father, "Khana Vadan, I pray that he will be quite well. You continue his treatment." Later, the mental disease of the boy came to an end. In 1967, the Imam again visited the same village. This young boy with his two infants, wife and parent presented a mehmani. This time he was well and worked in his father's shop.